Welcome to Manila, Philippines. Today is the 4th of May 2023. Manila, the capital of the Philippines, is a densely populated bayside city on the island of Luzon, which mixes Spanish colonial architecture with modern skyscrapers. Intramuros, a walled city in colonial times, is the heart of Old Manila. It's home to the Baroque 16th century San Agustin Church, as well as Fort Santiago, a storied citadel and former military prison. Manila, known as the Pearl of the Orient. This bustling historic city is full of things to see and do, including museums, parks, theaters, shopping malls, and a plethora of restaurants to choose from. Manila is considered to be part of the world's original set of global cities because its commercial networks were the first to extend across the Pacific Ocean and connect Asia with the Spanish Americas through the galleon trade. When this was accomplished, it was the first time an uninterrupted chain of trade routes. The city is the center of the country's economic, political, social, and cultural activity. It is located on the island of Luzon and spreads along the eastern shore of Manila Bay, at the mouth of the Pasig River. In modern times, the name Manila is commonly used to refer to the whole metropolitan area, the Greater Metropolitan Area, and the city proper, Metro Manila. The officially defined metropolitan area is the capital region of the Philippines and includes the much larger Quezon City and Makati Central District. It is the most populous region in the country, one of the most populous urban areas in the world, and one of the wealthiest regions in Southeast Asia. The city proper was home to 1,846,513 people in 2020 and is the historic core of a built-up area that extends well beyond its administrative limits, with 71,263 people per square kilometer. Manila is the most densely populated city proper in the world. The Pasig River flows through the middle of the city, dividing it into north and south sections. The city comprises 16 administrative districts and is divided into 6 political districts for the purposes of representation in the Congress of the Philippines and the election of city council members. In 2018, the Globalization and World Cities Research Network listed Manila as an Alpha Global City and ranked it 7th in economic performance globally and 2nd regionally, while the Global Financial Centers Index ranks Manila 79th in the world. Manila is also the world's 2nd most natural disaster-exposed city, yet is also among the fastest developing cities in Southeast Asia, and also the most loving capital city in the world. The city of Manila is situated on the eastern shore of Manila Bay, on the western coast of Luzon, 1,300 kilometers (810 miles) from mainland Asia. The protected harbor on which Manila lies is regarded as the finest in Asia. The Pasig River flows through the middle of city, dividing it into north and south. The overall grade of the city's central, built-up areas is relatively consistent with the natural flatness of the natural geography, generally exhibiting only slight differentiation. Almost all of Manila sits on top prehistoric alluvial deposits, built by the waters of the Pasig River and on land reclaimed from Manila Bay. Manila's land has been substantially altered by human intervention. There has been considerable land reclamation along the waterfronts since the early to mid-20th century. Some of the city's natural variations in topography have been leveled as of 2013. Manila had a total area of 42.88 square kilometers. In 2017, the city government approved 5 reclamation projects: the New Manila Bay City of Pearl, New Manila Bay International Community, 407.43 hectares, 1,006.8 acres, Solar City 148 hectares, 370 acres, Manila Harbor Center Expansion 50 hectares, 120 acres. Manila waterfront city 318 hectares 790 acres. And Horizon Manila 419 hectares 1,040 acres. Of the 5 planned projects, only Horizon Manila was approved by the Philippine Reclamation Authority in December 2019 and was scheduled for construction in 2021. Another reclamation project is possible land when built. It will include in-city housing relocation projects. Environmental activists and the Catholic Church have criticized the land reclamation projects, saying they are not sustainable and would put communities at risk of flooding. In line of the upcoming reclamation projects, the Philippines and the Netherlands agreed to a cooperation on the 250 million Manila Bay Sustainable Development Master Plan to oversee future decisions on projects on Manila Bay. Manila is made up of 897 barangays, which are grouped into 100 zones for statistical convenience. Manila has the most barangays of any metropolis in the Philippines. Due to a failure to hold a plebiscite, attempts at reducing its number have not succeeded despite Local Logistics Ordinance 7907, passed on April 23, 1996, reducing the number from 896 to 150 by merging existing barangays. Manila's mix of architectural styles reflects its, and the Philippines', turbulent history. During World War II, Manila was razed to the ground by Japanese forces and the shelling of American forces. After the war ended, rebuilding began and most of the historical buildings were reconstructed. Many of the historic churches and buildings in Intramuros, Manila's historic core, however, had been damaged beyond repair. Manila's current urban landscape is one of modern and contemporary architecture. Manila is known for its eclectic mix of architecture that includes a wide range of styles spanning the city's historical and cultural periods. Its architectural styles reflect American, Spanish, Chinese, and Malay influences. Prominent Filipino architects, including Antonio Toledo, Felipe Roxas, Juan M. Arellano and Tomas Mapia, have designed significant buildings in Manila such as churches, government offices, theaters, mansions, schools, and universities. Manila is known for its Art Deco theaters, some of which were designed by Juan Nakpil and Pablo Antonio. The historic Escolta Street in Binondo has many buildings of neoclassical and Beaux Arts architectural styles, many of which were designed by prominent Filipino architects. During the American colonial period between the 1920s and the late 1930s, many architects, artists, historians, and heritage advocacy groups are campaigning for the restoration of Escolta Street, which was once the premier street of the Philippines. Almost all of Manila's pre-war and Spanish colonial architecture was destroyed during the 1945 Battle of Manila. By intensive bombardment by the United States Air Force, reconstruction took place afterward, replacing the destroyed historic Spanish-era buildings with modern ones, erasing much of the city's character. Some of the destroyed buildings, such as the old Legislative Building, now the National Museum of Fine Arts, Ayuntamiento de Manila, now the Bureau of the Treasury, and the under construction San Ignacio Church and Convent as the Museo de Intramuros, have been reconstructed. There are plans to refurbish and restore several neglected historic buildings and places such as Plaza del Carmen, San Sebastian Church, and the NCCA Metropolitan Theater. Spanish-era shops and houses in the districts of Binondo, Quiapo, and San Nicolas are also planned to be restored as a part of a movement to restore the city to its pre-war state, because Manila is prone to earthquakes. Spanish colonial architects invented a style called earthquake baroque, which churches and government buildings during the Spanish colonial period adopted. As a result, succeeding earthquakes of the 18th and 19th centuries barely affected Manila, although they periodically leveled the surrounding area. Modern buildings in and around Manila are designed or have been retrofitted to withstand an 8.2 magnitude quake in accordance with the country's building code. If you're visiting the Philippines for the first time, don't skip this bustling city. Manila is an excellent hub for Philippine culture, history, shopping, and nightlife. You'll be greeted with lively streets teeming with cars, buildings, and people with high energy. Metro Manila is the country's economic, political, and cultural capital, and it's chaotic in the best way possible, from the colorful, roaring jeepneys to the dancing traffic enforcers, to the karaoke machines blasting 80s ballads in the streets. Everywhere you go is teeming with life. It is one of Asia's premier regions composed of 16 cities and one municipality, with major central business districts in the capital Manila, Makati, Quezon City, Perawak, Tasay, Muntinlupa and Taguig City with its Bonifacio Global City, dubbed the Metro's lifestyle hub. Blending charming Spanish colonial architecture, world-class museums and galleries, and the world's oldest Chinatown with some of the biggest and best shopping malls on earth. The vibrant Bayside Filipino capital Manila is also a foodie paradise. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe or follow for more. Enjoy the rest of the video.